And rolling.
All right, rolling here too. Beautiful. Oh man. At the shot here. All right, cool. My check 1 2. My check.
Testing.
My check 1 2. My check. My check 1 2. Am I louder to you?
Yeah, you're louder.
All right. All right. This sounds really good. I need to lower the volume on my headphones because my check 1 2. My check. My check 1 2. All right. All right, cool. My check. All right. All right. So, Mr. Joshua Martin, welcome back to the iFilmmaker podcast, man.
It's been a while. How you doing?
Good, man. Crazy year 2020 has been.
Mm-hmm.
What's the latest? What have you been up to? I know you've been shooting on the Z Cam a lot.
Yeah.
I love the rig. I love it from my buddy Ross Thomas also. The rigs always look really nice though.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've been doing quite a bit of stuff in the last 3 months. Still have my full-time job with Notre Dame. I'm the filmmaker for communications, for the marketing communications department there. And so we've been pretty busy with little things. And then my stuff, Joshua Martin Studios, finished wrapping up 2 films, a documentary and an experimental film, I guess you can say. So I'm currently in post-production for those, but it's been a lot of hours editing, a lot of hours shooting on the Z-Cam. I eventually had to get out my long review because there's a lot to talk about with that camera, but
right.
Yeah, still here, still alive, still kicking, being a father, being a husband.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Oh man. So 2020 has been a year that has been incredible for camera releases.
It's been bizarre. I've never seen this many releases in 1 year.
There's so many great releases also.
Yeah.
It's been insane. It's not done. We're still not done. That's insane. So it's funny. I want to talk about the new Canon 70D, but I want to kind of back up a little bit because I recently uploaded, just yesterday, I uploaded a video about Canon and the new 70D and why I think Canon
C70.
So I keep saying 70D, C70.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Oh man.
Yeah, I know.
I need sleep.
Yep.
I want to talk about the C70. But you know, I put out a video yesterday that wasn't well received at first because of the title, in my opinion. But the title of it, Canon C70, Canon's big mistake. And it was kind of misleading. It was kind of misleading because it wasn't like a huge mistake that Canon did. They knew what they were doing. So basically the point in that video that I was making was that Canon released the R5 just a few months ago with, you know, and it had its big issues. The headline features that they had was internal 8K raw recording, 4K 120 frames per second, which is what obviously got everyone's attention to begin with.
Yeah.
And then they had, 20-minute record limits on both of those main headline features. I was one of the defenders of Canon when that first happened. I was telling everybody, I was, out there kind of fighting for Canon, saying, listen, they're being upfront with us. They're being transparent. They're letting us know these limitations. And then I started seeing that the camera was even overheating, even in regular 4K 24 frames per second. Then I'm like, all right, guys, have at it. Like, I can't defend you guys
can't
anymore.
Defend that anymore. Yeah.
I can't. There's no way. How are you going to have a camera that overheats at regular 4K 24 frames per second? And then later it was revealed that the camera was artificially overheating. Basically, Canon put its limit on it and calling it overheating, which it wasn't overheating. Everyone that was using the camera was saying this camera is not hot. The camera is cool to the touch.
Yeah.
They don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And basically, someone in China, I think, figured out that they kind of hacked the camera. They removed the limitation.
Oh, wow. So
they removed
software base?
Right. So they removed whatever code they put into the camera to make it stop doing that, and they're able to record continuously 8K raw, 120 raw, I mean not raw, 120 4K continuously with no problem. But it's a hack that you're gonna have to do to the camera.
Jeez.
But that's when people started figuring out. So Canon did this. You know, that's when reports came out. Canon came out with a statement that said we don't artificially limit our cameras. But it's like, what else would you call it? You know, the guy removed the limit. The camera is not melting. So people were really upset about this. So moving forward, sorry, and I just want to kind of give the layout of what's been happening here. Moving forward, they recently came out with a new firmware update. Everyone was hopeful about this. They were all excited, saying, all right, great, they're going to remove these limits or give us longer record times, whatever. They added 5 more minutes of record time. Everyone's like, if the camera was really, first of all, if the camera was really overheating, they wouldn't have been able to add that, right?
Exactly.
So they added 5 more minutes of record time in this latest firmware. And, you know, this is of today, Monday, September 28th. And so, so they added 5 more minutes. People are a little upset. Then the Canon C70 dropped. And this is where we're like, that is why they're not letting this go. There's no way that they're going to let this go, because the C70 is only $1,500
more
dollars difference. People are willing to pay that much more to get a good. So they would lose the video market. They would, for the R5, nobody that plans to do video will not get the R5 for video.
Exactly. That's why I don't understand that move of releasing the R5 and R6.
Great.
I understand the R6.
R6 is nice. It's 2,500.
Yeah, I understand that.
25, 2,600, right?
Yeah, around that price. But because right now I don't know who the R5 is for. Like, who are they targeting?
It's a great photography camera. Really good. Photographers are Google eyes over it, and for good reason. It's a great camera. And by the way, for the record, the R5 is a great camera. Footage is beautiful. Beautiful footage. I'm not ragging on that. That's not, you know, there's a lot of fanboys out there that always get, like, they feel like personally attacked when we attack. Like, I never feel personally attacked when somebody attacks Sony or the FX9 for that matter.
Oh, wait, just wait till you get into the Zcam world. That's a little dangerous there.
Oh man. So basically, I mean, it's a great camera for pictures, for stills, but not for video. Yeah, it's not reliable.
It's limited, extremely limited.
It's simply like not reliable. Can you imagine going to a paid gig, hoping that your camera lasts? No.
Nope.
That's not professional. You can't do that.
No.
Who in the heck would do that?
No.
If you want to get it for YouTube, fine. You know, recording a line skip mode or whatever. You know, but you're missing out. That's an overpriced video camera.
Yeah.
So anyways, let's get into the C70. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I wanted to kind of lay that out. But anyways, the C70 looks freaking awesome.
Yeah.
It looks really, really good.
I'm not a huge fan of Canon colors when it comes to video.
Oh, are you not?
I'm not.
Okay.
I haven't been on. Is this something? It's true to life, but it's so vivid. Like if you're just pushing it naturally, it's very vivid, and I'm not a huge fan of vivid colors. But what's interesting for me about the C70 is the way the sensor, one, the 16 stops the dynamic range. That's pretty impressive, and how they're doing is similar to what Ari does, and having the two, I think it's like a 2 gain output.
Dual gain output.
Yeah, so, you know, capturing the highlights and then capturing the low noise and then stitching it together. That's very impressive.
That's crazy impressive.
Yeah.
Man, it's I gotta admit, I was a little jelly, man. I was like, dang, I just got the FX9. But I gotta be very honest. Yesterday, this happened 2 days ago. And then yesterday, I went out to do some more test footage with the new LUTs that my friend Joel Famularo created.
I didn't realize you were friends with him, by the way.
Huh?
I didn't realize you were friends with him.
Oh, yeah. Super great guy.
Yeah.
And I went to play with him, and I was like, I'm just drooling. And I also got a new lens and stuff, so I'm still like building up my new gear.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, big smile on my face. I'm like, all right, I don't regret this. Not even one bit. The footage is so damn good.
Yeah.
But no, with the C70, I'm sure that footage is really good too.
Yeah.
It's the same sensor as a C300 Mark III. And that one, great camera as well.
Yeah.
I think it's the FX9 and C300 that are basically competitors.
Yeah, it's
can't go wrong with either one though.
Yeah. It's a very interesting camera. It's I think the style is very interesting. It's a hybrid. It's like a 1DX had a baby with a Canon C200, C300, something like that. So
it looks like from the front and stuff, it looks like a beefed up 1DX Mark II. Beefy with the flip out screen. Like they have the benefits of the 1DX Mark II form factor with the qualities of the C300 Mark III. Yeah. Like image quality and stuff like that. And it looks fantastic.
Now, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, so once the RF lens mount came out 2 years ago, 3 years ago now?
Okay.
The RF mount?
When the R came out,
the mount, the new mount system.
What? Right? Wasn't that introduced with the EOS R?
So that's 2 years ago,
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize how kind of revolutionary that mount is because of the flange distance and the amount of different lenses you can actually put on it for the adapters and whatnot. So I was kind of hesitant and just unsure, like, okay, what's the benefit of the R mount, the R glass? R glass is freaking beefy in terms of like it being a still lens.
Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah, they're massive. So natively I wouldn't go that route, but the RF mount is pretty interesting to throw in different types of lenses and adapters on.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are really digging the RF lenses. The new RF lenses from Canon. They're extremely expensive, but I guess they have their place. One thing about this so they have this new adapter, EF to RF adapter.
Yeah,
and it's essentially a speed booster, right?
0.71, I think. Yeah,
right. Essentially, it's a speed booster, which is super interesting. Like that definitely gets my attention as well. But one of the things that I found very interesting was that people keep saying that this adapter and it has glass that basically widens out the image. It has glass, just like the speed booster widens out your image. Essentially, it turns it into a full frame lens, to a full frame camera. But people keep saying that it makes the image sharper, which I always found interesting.
Who's saying that?
So, I mean, my friend Matt Johnson said it, but it's he's saying what Canon is saying. Canon is also saying it's really Canon that's saying it.
Okay.
See, the RF lens. I'm sure it's somewhere here, but definitely they're saying that it makes the image sharper. And I'm thinking, how is that possible? You're adding glass. How are you making the image sharper?
Yeah.
And I always knew that every time I used my speed booster, I was losing, even if it's not noticeable, I'm losing some sort of sharpness, because once you keep adding glass, your image only degrades, if anything, in terms of sharpness.
Yeah.
So that's what I understand.
I wonder if this is going down the rabbit hole. I wonder if the adapter is communicating to the camera to digitally sharpen.
Yeah, that's a different story.
If that's declared, that's
I mean, I can make my image sharper too in camera.
Yeah. So but maybe it's like because I need to actually see that. I know CVP, they did an extensive test and I watched it.
Yeah.
a few days ago, so I need to probably watch that over. But yeah, any speed booster with any type of glass in between your sensor and lens is going to lessen the sharpness. So I'm curious what happened there.
Right. So here is the mount adapter. Here it is. Increases angle view by 0.01. Increases maximum aperture. Maintain field of view. The size adapter incorporates optical system. Where did I read that, man? Extend the range. Field of view. I'm gonna have to cut some of this out. Concepts are also incorporated with the adapter design. Maintain full communication between the camera and the lens, as well as support metadata transmission. Use a dual pixel autofocus. Adapter directly to the RF mount. Screws into. Come on, don't prove me wrong now. Jeez.
Maybe they took it down.
Huh?
Maybe they took it down.
I hate when this happens. I know I'm not crazy. Come on. Let's see. Canon. I'll cut this part out too, but I know I'm not crazy. How's your girl?
Yeah, you hear?
Yeah, I can hear.
It's almost bath time, so.
Oh, come on. All right, so they got adapter to RF to offer a one-stop brighter image, yeah, just like the speed booster. And original view, lens when used. I hate this. I hate this that I can't find it anywhere now.
You said Matt Johnson said it, right? So,
Matt Johnson did say it.
On a video or just to you?
No, on a video. Let me. I'm not crazy. Let me see.
Okay. Dual pixel autofocus with face detect is the sharper and giving.
There we go. He said it.
All of your EF lenses work with the camera. But more than that, Canon has also created a new lens adapter, a speed booster that will work with EF lenses to essentially turn the C70 into a full frame camera, while also making the lenses sharper and giving them an extra step of brightness. So your F4 lenses are now
making the lenses sharper while giving it an extra step.
We need to fact check that.
I know. How is that possible? I got to get Matt Johnson on the line. Anyways, let's move forward. I'm going to cut all this part out. If I can't find it, I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
I need to be able to back it up, but damn, that's crazy that I cannot. So I know he said it, and I know I read it. I could have sworn I read it somewhere from Canon. Oh, man. Let's go to canon.com. From the horse's mouth. Come on. All right. Forget it. We're done.
Where were we? Where can we pick up?
All right. So they have the new adapter. What else do you see from the camera that you really like?
That's a great question.
So what do you think about, so there's a lot of mixed emotions about the XLR, the XLR inputs.
It's a mini, right?
So it has the mini XLR inputs, right? A lot of people are saying that, at first, a lot of people were complaining. They're like, oh, why mini XLR? Why can't we have full-size XLR? Which I kind of agree with. I get it. And then there were a lot of people that I hear like, guys, mini XLR is the same thing. It's still grounded. It's still good quality. Get mini XLR cables.
Yeah.
And normally I would agree, but do you have a microphone that connects to mini XLR?
So what it is, you get it. So I had this with the Blackmagic. The Blackmagic the Blackmagic Pocket had a mini XLR. So you just get the adapter to a full HD, full
right.
XLR.
But I mean, that could apply to everything. And my thing is, the less adapters you use, the better.
Right.
That's just That's just another place where something can go wrong.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. So saying that, I think Canon missed an opportunity to put the XLR, a full XLR, in the mount that the handle mount that they include. Because that's what, you know, Sony does. That's what Sony does, because it's a similar handle. They could have built like because right now the audio ports are in the back of not audio ports. The controls are in the back of the screen, right?
Right.
So they could have easily put a full XLR, like two of them at the top of that, and fed it through there.
Does Canon have, so does the C70, okay, I see here that Canon has the MA40 microphone adapter. So you can adapt it via a hot shoe mount. I'm assuming this is meant to be worked with the like EOS R5 or the R or the R6 or whatever.
Yeah.
Anything with an electronic hot shoe mount, right? Same thing that Sony has and whatnot. It's $500. Pretty reasonable. But does the C70 have
a hot shoe?
A hot shoe?
I know it has a top locking slot for the handle.
If it doesn't, that's a huge fail.
Yeah, and I think it does. I think it has a hot shoe.
Oh yeah, I think I see it here in the picture. Yeah, so I guess that'll remedy that for an extra $500. Just get that unit if you really want to use the full size XLR. But yeah. I guess I agree and I disagree with the whole XLR thing. Personally, all my microphones require full size XLR,
right?
And I don't want to be using adapters.
Yeah,
an adapter, it's just another place where something can go wrong. Yeah. So that's my own personal opinion, but you know, if you're YouTubing, like in professional, you know, when you're doing professional work, which I want to say this is probably what this is pointed toward, professional work, or maybe higher end YouTubers that are willing to spend the money to use this for YouTube. But this is a professional camera. This is not meant for YouTubing. And another thing, a lot of people were mentioning that this is a good B cam for the cinema line. I'm like, well, this is a good A cam for anything else. It's funny. I heard more B cam than A cam for this camera, which is crazy.
It's kind of wild. One thing though, I'm questioning Canon is why did they go with SD cards for media?
Yeah, I noticed that too.
That was strange to me. A dual SD card slot.
That means that they're compressing their footage. Like you're not going to get the full range.
Right.
You could have easily added
CFast or
the CFast Express, like
CFast Express. Yeah, the newer
the CFast Express, just like the A7S2 has 3. I mean A7S3.
And doesn't the Canon R5 does too? Isn't there? No. Is it a dual? I thought
yes. It's CFast, two different ones. It's CFast Express and regular SD, which is another point of frustration for people.
But I mean, I guess that's a plus because you don't have to get new media or spend more money on media.
I'm sure you're getting really good footage regardless.
Yeah, but it was just weird. I didn't expect that from what this camera can offer. All right, it
has only HDMI out, no SDI out.
Yeah, that was a big one. And I'm surprised it's not modular. Like the idea what they brought with the Canon C300 and the 500, they have those modular backs that you can attach. That would have been kind of cool to see this in a smaller form factor and have like a SDI full XLR port so you can attach the back, right?
Yeah,
that'd have been cool.
Yeah, but that would be asking too much from Canon. For 5,500, I think this is pretty good for Canon, considering Canon and their history. Can you imagine? I haven't seen it yet. That port opens and it's a mini USB cable. Can it output RAW?
No. It does not output RAW. Nope. It's the highest codec you can get is 4K.
But
DCI at
but not even externally?
No. It's only XFAVC. That's the highest recording codec you have.
But like, you know how the R5 outputs, you can get ProRes RAW.
They did not advertise it.
No.
It's not even here recording settings on the site. There's no RAW. See, look, the video compression is only XFAVC and then MPEG 4, 10-bit and 8-bit. That's it.
Now I'm starting to realize, because I haven't had a Canon since I first started with the T3i. But I'm starting to see where the term, the Canon cripple hammer.
I've heard that, yeah.
I first started hearing it with Camera Conspiracies, that he says it a lot. That guy is so
hilarious.
That guy is hilarious. The Canon cripple hammer. But now I see why. Oh my God.
Well, imagine this. If this had RAW, right? Then you eat into your C200 Mark II.
Of course.
Right? That has 12-bit RAW, Canon's RAW Lite, whatever it's called. And it's at a cheaper price, right? Just a different form factor. So they had to cut it somewhere. Swing that hammer somewhere, right?
They have too many products that are way too similar. Like, it's way too many products that are way too close.
They all blend.
So Sony has decided to cripple all of their Alpha 6000, 6300, 60 with the A7C.
Full frame. Yeah, that full frame one.
Yeah. So
that's like what, $1,800?
Yeah, it's pretty pricey. I just sold, which I guess it's
it's full frame.
I just sold I sold everything, but I just sold my A6600. Really nice camera too. But no. Oh no. But now that I'm buying all full frame glass, I'm starting to realize, my goodness, it's really hard to find good stuff, like in terms of like availability. I'm looking for a really nice 16 millimeter f1.8 full frame lens. Can't find one.
Photo lens?
Yeah.
That's right. You shoot with photo lenses.
I had I'm definitely taking advantage of this autofocus. This thing is
good.
Josh, I got to tell you, man, this FX9 is
Yeah, I know.
This thing has been on my eye. I'm looking at it. It does not leave my eye.
That's crazy, man.
That's one less thing to think about, man.
Yeah.
So for this, obviously, it has to be quiet. A quiet lens for the podcast and stuff like that for my YouTubing.
Yeah.
I'm using
the now.
Right now is the Tamron 17 to 28.
Okay.
I would like just a tad bit, just a little bit wider, just so you can at least see the desk and whatnot that it's here. It looks nice. It's a new color. It's not black anymore. It's brown wood, so it has nice contrast. But yeah, man, it doesn't exist. I really loved the 16 millimeter f1.4 Sigma lens, the contemporary lens.
Oh yeah, and that's for crop cameras.
It's for crop frame cameras. It's for Super 35, APS-C, whatever. But they don't have something like that for full frame.
Not yet.
But man, it looks like everything.
Not even a G Master.
No. They have a 14. I think they have a 14. They have a 14, but I think what I have found is like crazy expensive. I think they have, so Samyang has a 14 millimeter f2.8, but I kind of wanted a little more shallow.
Yeah.
Sigma has a 14 millimeter f1.8. They do full frame for Sony E-mount full frame. $1,600. That's a little steep for YouTube.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess I could keep it in my art, but I've never paid that much money for a prime lens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I gotta see. Gotta see what I find, but I definitely want autofocus because I love the fact that I don't have to worry about staying.
That's what's keeping my interest in Sony. I'm just watching what they're gonna do. I've been talking to Sony. There's a rep I've been in contact with.
Oh, nice. So get any discounts?
If I, if I get it through the school, yeah, to the university.
Nice.
But I'm gonna try to get my hands on, if it's possible, to get a loaner for the FX6 when it releases.
I was able to get my buddy of mine owns a distribution company. So I was able to get the FX9. It said 11,000. I got it for 10,500. So I got it $500 off.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah, I was happy to give him the work, I guess the commit, whatever he makes out of it.
Yeah.
And it's cheaper for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyways, it's funny. My friend Evan Borsier, you heard of him?
I think so.
He's a really good DP.
Evan.
Yeah. So he was predominantly shooting on the Area Mira. He sold it in preparation for whatever Area comes out with next.
Yeah.
So
competing with the Komodo, right, or something.
Right. Well, right now he's shooting on the Ursa Mini G2, but that's only like an in between. Like he only sold it before so that the Area wouldn't continue to lose value. He just knew that, I guess, Area was working on a new camera, so he was waiting on that. Yeah. But in the meantime, he sold it. In the meantime, he's working with the Alexa. I mean, the G2 Ursa Mini.
Yeah.
So he's been back and forth on the R5, the A7S III, he just got the XT4. He got all three cameras. And he's like, man, I don't know what I'm going to keep, whatever. And so he texted me today saying, dude, I think I'm going to get the FX9 and keep it all Sony full frame. Like, oh, yes. Welcome to the team, brother.
Welcome to the team.
Yeah. Well, it was mainly because of a client. It's for an upcoming big gig that he's getting. And I'm like, oh, sweet. Those are the best when you have to buy gear for a big upcoming project.
Yeah.
Just like me, I'm about to, hopefully, if I land this job that we just pitched recently, I'll have to get a second FX9.
That sounds great.
Yeah, it's going to be like 20 days shooting. We're going to rent it from a rental house. I'm like, guys, I'll just buy it. And
just at that point, buy it.
Yeah, at that point, just buy it. And I'll just keep both.
Yeah, but something about Sony, they make really great, just one kind of like a hybrid dock cinema camera, especially now they went full frame with these cameras.
Oh man, the fact that they added the autofocus system into the FX9, I'm so excited for the FX6.
Yeah.
I totally forgot that Sony was coming out with that. What do you think that's going to have?
Well, I think hopefully they keep the same color science that they're pitching in, that they have into the. What?
Yeah, that'd be a letdown if it doesn't have the same color.
Yeah, that'll be a huge letdown because now they're marketing this as their Cineline, right? The Venice, the FX9, the FX6, right?
Yep.
So they all have to be in that same space, at least in FX9. So that's one thing. I think, well, what are the limitations right now? Because they still haven't released a lot of updates with the FX9, right?
So the FX9 currently the latest firmware gave us the 50-60 frames per second at 4K, right? So they released that, even though it's really it's downsampled from 5K. Yeah. So before it was a Super 35 crop.
Now it's not a crop, right?
Now it's not as much of a crop, but it's still a crop in that it goes it's using the full 6. It's using 5K out of the 6K sensor. I'm not sure if I explained that correctly, but
yes, it's like a down sample.
So basically, it's down sampled from 5K, not 6K.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it is a slight crop, but not as much as before, and not as noticeable in terms of image quality. So before, I was able to tell 50-60 frames per second slow-mo at Super 35. There is a slight quality downscale there, and I personally was able to notice it, and I hated it. I hate it because I know the full potential of this camera, and when I see something different, it's definitely so. Shooting in the highest quality, I love editing it. First of all, it's super smooth on my machine. I don't know if it's the machine or if it's just the codec. I can't tell.
Sony footage has been pretty easy to work with, honestly.
Right. I don't hear the same thing about the A7S III though. Evan said that it's pretty rough.
Yeah.
But he also said he doesn't have a very good machine.
Trade-offs.
Yeah. So anyways, the difference in quality is very noticeable. I love editing it. I love looking at it. And then the outcome of it, really, really good. Really, really good. Even after the export. Like I even look at it after I uploaded a video to YouTube. Still looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty damn good. So I'm very happy with it in that sense. I'm getting what I want out of it, you know. Definitely cannot complain for sure. I'm big time team Sony FX9. There's some small little annoying stuff that I wish they wouldn't do, but
yeah. So
like
so my hopes are, like you were getting to when you asked earlier, my hopes are for the FX6 is
Okay.
once that comes out, a lot of the things that Sony's holding back for the FX9 is kind of just unleashed, right? And we can get similar features, if not all features.
Sure.
My hope is they really shouldn't limit this camera. If they're marketing it as this new Cineline full frame, part of this whole family, starting from the Venice, trickling down, like this shouldn't have limitations.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what's funny though, because with the with the FS5 compared to Mark II compared to the FS7, they allowed, RAW out of that to a Shogun recorder, but you couldn't do that with FS7 Mark II. You still needed that $2,000 attachment to the back.
Yeah, the extension unit.
Yeah, the extension unit. So
that's
it's
one
like
of the annoying things.
Right. So it's like they can't make that same move again, that same mistake.
Well, yeah, they in the FS5 they allowed. Is that what you just said, that they allowed the raw output from the camera?
Yeah.
One of the things though that they did a major improvement on, I'm super happy that they at least did this, because before you couldn't even get time code into the camera.
Yeah, I saw that.
Without the $2,000 extension unit. Now they have it in the body.
Yeah.
Love it. Thank you, Sony. Beautiful. They still have the raw output from now it's a $2,500 extension unit with the FX9. And it's even bigger. That thing is huge.
It's fat. It's just like,
no.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I'm not getting that. I don't need the raw output. The internal is perfectly fine for me. But anyways, thank God they have time code on the body. So I recently did a shoot. My audio guy, that was his biggest gripes with my FS7. Is like, man, it sucks. I need that extension unit so you can get time code in there. Yeah. We did an awesome fist bump. As soon as I said, yep, FX9, son, come on. Let me get that time code.
Yeah.
But
that's what I'm hoping for. It's just, when are you supposed to make the announcement anyway? I thought it was this month or was it next month?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's sometime soon.
Yeah, because I need a camera like that. Like I was saying earlier, the Z Cam is great for narrative stuff. Like, I love the image. I love working with the files, the way I can build it up. But I struggled a bit with doing doc work with it. There's too much add-ons I needed. I needed to add on my Zoom 8.6 to it to get decent, audio from it. So it was a lot that I would rather have from a camcorder style body, with full frame. So hopefully this next job might pay for that. So like you are,
yeah. And you know what? I mean, if it's the right price and the right codec and all that stuff, I mean, we'll see if maybe the FX6 would be a better. I mean, I don't know. It depends.
Yeah.
Because if I have the option to go for 2 FX9s or 1 FX9 and 1 FX6, I feel like 2 FX9s would be the way to go.
Do you still use the top handle for the FX9?
Oh, yeah. So this time around, I decided to use the camera's original top handle because it does feel better in my hand. It feels much lighter. The camera itself feels much lighter. Before, I don't know if you remember how my FS7 was rigged up.
Yeah.
I had the top plate with the wooden camera top handle, which is great. Yeah. Very modular. I can break it down very nice and easy. But I don't know. I don't know what it is about this now that it feels lighter. You know, it feels better in my hand. I don't know. Maybe I'll still make the change, but I like to have the option also with, I got the auto unit, the told you, MK, forgot the name of it. Whatever, the XLR inputs through the hot shoe.
Yeah, through the hot shoe. Yeah, yeah.
So I have the option of having 4 inputs.
Yeah.
You know,
that's true. Yeah.
But I guess I could always put that on, you know, attach the regular top handle anytime a job comes along and I know that I need the extra XLRs. You know, I could always.
Had there been any improvements on the preamps on the camera internally?
Not that I've noticed. I haven't really focused on that too much. I didn't even know. I mean, I didn't even focus on the FS7 one too much. I just know that that's all how I recorded.
Yeah, same. Yeah, because that's what we do. Like we record directly into the camera for interviews and stuff. So, and it's decent. You got to do some work with it, but it's decent.
Yeah, it's good. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, it's really good. I mean, it'd be amazing if they include 32-bit float internally.
We're asking for too much now.
That'd be too good. That'd be too good.
What do you think the price is going to be for the Fx6?
Well, I'm here on F-Stoppers, and it looks like it's obviously going to be between $3,500 and $11,000, so in that $6,000 range.
Oof, if it's 55, I'll be
happy with that. I mean, that's going to be a direct competitor to the C70.
Exactly.
So let's talk about those two.
And it's full frame too. So,
do we know that?
Yeah, no, they're all full frame. That's what the FX means, full frame, for Sony.
Oh snap! I didn't know that. I learned something new.
Yeah, they're not cropping it this time. All of it's gonna be full frame line.
That's amazing. So that's already a plus for the Sony FX6. Exactly. Let's do a C70 versus FX6 comparison. What would the FX6 realistically need to have for it to compete with the C70?
It would need to have...
Obviously, it has to maintain that nice, smooth internal ND.
Yeah.
The variable ND.
The variable ND, yeah.
And that auto ND feature, you know what? It takes some getting used to. This is the first camera.
Is it nice though?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm looking at that.
This is the first time that I ever use a camera, even with dual gain. With dual native ISO. The first time I have a camera with it. And while I'm shooting, I forget that I have that option. So I'm like there messing with, like, I'm still getting used to the camera, like on the run and gun, because I'm always running and gunning. Yeah. And as I'm moving super fast, I'm used to always thinking about, I have to set the focus. I have to check the exposure. But now those two things, and I know people might not like this, but I can put it on auto.
Yeah.
So long as I put the camera in the right place, I put the focus box where I need it to. If I need it to, if I'm on a person, I'll put it on their face. Make sure that I see a box on their face. Make sure I see the box on their eye. You know, if I see that box on their eye, I'm good.
You're good. Yeah.
And I don't have to worry about that. That's one less thing I have to worry about. And then the dual gain. I mean, I keep saying dual gain. Dual native ISO.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I had that. Yeah.
I forget. And then in low light.
I wonder if that's going to be in the FS6.
That would be amazing because I set it to a custom button. It's like the thing that's kind of shocking for me, it's how easy it is. It's like too easy. I set it to a custom button. I toggle it on and off as I need to, and I'm good. It's like, oh my God, come on, man. Let me be some kind of creative at least. Like,
it's doing all the work for you.
I feel like it's doing all. Do I even need to be here? Oh man, it's just so good. But anyways, that's a great feature, especially when shooting outdoors. The dual native ISO, the focusing parameters. Oh, you asked me earlier what was the release of the new firmware for the FX9.
Yeah.
Touchscreen. Really nice touchscreen.
Okay.
Very, very nice.
Yeah.
So it's really, really good.
It has to have, because one of the downsides with the FS5 was the internal codec, which was only 8-bit at the time.
Yep.
So
in 4K.
So it needs to be 422 10-bit.
Well,
and
yeah,
10-bit.
the 4K has to be 4K 422. It has to. Here's the thing. I hope that, and I don't know. I heard Philip Bloom. Like, I really would love if 4K 120 was in the FX9.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I heard something that Philip Bloom said in his 1 hour long video of the FX9.
I watched that twice.
Did you really?
Yeah, I was just so interested in this camera. So
I watched it twice also. First time when it first came out, second time when I got the camera.
yeah.
So he mentioned something about the recording codec is what limits the camera from going up to 120. You know, which is a bummer.
That is a bummer. So
I'm willing to sacrifice MXF if it means that I get 4K 120.
Yeah.
You know, I wonder, you know,
it should at least just have an option of MOV in there then, if it can't do it on the MXF.
Yeah. She's so funny.
She's quiet. I forgot she was in there.
Yeah. She's very, very quiet.
Man, I don't know. This is.
What are you looking at? FS6?
Yeah, FS6. I'm just trying to think, like, if they do any type of limitations. Like, already I can tell it's probably only one XLR on the body, and then the other one's in the handle. I think that's what it's doing, because that's what they did on the last one. At
least give us the slow-mo in burst mode. Something. Give us some sort of option, you know?
Yeah.
Say hello, Charlotte.
I'm ready for it. I want to hear it. I want to see so I can make a decision.
Are you even considering the FX9 at all?
I just don't like the size of it. Like that, I use the FS7 already, and a lot of times it's great, but it's just the size of it just gets in the way for me. That's why I like the smaller Z cam. The Z cam is too small at times.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Because remember, I come from a background where with the A7S, A6300, the way I rigged it up, oh my God, it was such a mission. It was like,
I bet it was.
And when it comes to stuff like that, and I'm sure the image quality is ridiculously good and all that stuff, but I'm not a fan of rigging up camera. It's just so many points of mistakes that could happen. You miss one cable, you miss one mount, one screw, and
disaster might strike. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I just did not like that form of working personally. That's why more and more now I'm trying to have less and less variables when it comes to shooting. Even external monitors, I want those as a plus, not as a need, you know? I'm trying to get used to the FX9's like camera monitor when I can. It is pretty small. So now I've been using the Ninja V as my monitor, which works perfectly for what I need. But that'll be it. And that's where, like, I didn't even want to use the V-locks are a little too big. I got the plate as, if I absolutely need it, but I'm going to be using the same core batteries that I was using before. Use the P-taps and just get a couple extra ones and whatnot, because it does use more battery for sure.
Yeah, it does for sure. So Tommy, to answer your question, I'll look at the FS7, FX9, more closely once I know what they're going to put in this camera, because if it's the same specs, which I don't think it will be because the price is going to be lower, but if it's close enough, right, then I'll be able to weigh in what do I want to spend 11 grand versus 5,500, right? What are the sacrifices? What can I compromise in that sense?
Well, here's the thing though. I don't know. Even if it's the same specs, I don't think it's going to be the same image quality. You know what I mean? It can't be. There's no way. That's how it was with the FS7, FS5.
But see, I'm just hung up on what they're advertising it as. This is their Cine line. This is the line that's going to be their top of the line, Venice, FX9, FX6. So I'm expecting it to have 422 10-bit, 600 megabits per second, whatever the bit rate is going to be. Like it has to be above that. Yeah,
but also understand, and this is where I think a lot of people get so caught up in the resolution and 422 10-bit and all that stuff. The compression matters. the compression matters, because the more compression it has, the less quality you're going to get from the camera, or the less flexibility you get from the camera, from the image, you know? So it might be a good image out of camera, but the FS5, I hated the internal recording.
It was trash because you're dealing with 8-bit codec. So,
and even when I went to 10-bit and HD, like, I don't know if it was me.
HD. No, it's not a great image. It's not from
It just wasn't. And it left a really bad taste in my mouth every time I used it. So I barely only used it. I mean, I only use it for conferences, like the internal recording, like when I have to shoot a conference or something, or but like creative stuff, always externally, always with the Shogun. And that image was really nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm
no, we'll just have to wait to see.
Yeah, wait and see
the specs. But
yeah, so just in case you missed it, it says the Fx6 will feature a full frame sensor like the Fx9, possibly the same exact feature sensor. Okay. Yeah. To see if I go this route, I have to invest in at least one Sony G Master lens.
What happened?
I said if I go down this route, I had to invest in at least one G Master lens.
Which one do you think that would be?
That's a great question. Probably something either the 24-100 or the 16-35, depending.
24-100 is a G lens. I don't think it's a G Master.
Oh, sorry. I don't know their lenses like that. So,
I think it's a 24-70. Yeah, there's G and then G Master.
So what's G stand for anyway?
Yeah, G Masters are incredibly expensive.
Yeah.
They're like 2,500 and above. That's crazy.
But
the primes are a little cheaper, but still.
And I shoot on primes, but all my manual primes.
I'm still considering the 70-200 G Master, but that's I don't know. I think I might just get a much cheaper version of like a Tamron or something else.
Yeah, Tamrons are nice.
Yeah, I definitely need a 70-200 for sure, but it's not a lens that I use all the time. Like I'm really starting to move over to primes now.
Yeah.
I'm starting to move over to primes, but definitely need, like, for some sort of event, whatever I need to shoot, I would like to have that 70-200 for versatility to move around when I need to, but it's not something that's going to stay in my camera bag every single shoot. So that's what I'm considering.
Cool.
But, man, so again, so going back to the 70D, FX
C70.
C70. Oh God. Such an idiot. Sorry, man. Need sleep. So going back to the C70, can you imagine how you weren't here and I'm doing an episode all by myself and I'm calling it the 70D the entire episode?
The whole time. People will call you out just for that.
I don't know if I would even post it. I can't.
I'm here to filter you, bro. I'm here to filter you.
Oh, man. So going back to the C70 and the FX6 scenario, I don't know if it's because I have the FX9, but every time I look at the FX6 now, it looks incredibly plain. It looks so plain.
That's because you have the FX9.
Like I'm trying to look at the side. I'm trying to look at the side.
It's the only image they got. I'm kind of mad at that right now.
No, I'm looking at the side of the FX9 and comparing it to the side of the FX6. Like, oh my God. I think that's really what you're paying for. Because the image, like, it's going to have some pretty good specs. But what you're paying for is the extra custom buttons, which is really nice.
You have them all customized?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. One thing, Gamma Assist. Here's something I really love. It's really good here.
Do tell.
In previous Sony cameras, I'm talking all the alpha cameras, FS5, FS7 even, the Gamma Assist, not the LUT, the Gamma Assist feature was overly saturated. It was just trash. Have you ever used it before?
Mm-mm.
It's just really bad. On the FS7, at least, it'll give you the option of putting a LUT on your image, right? And you make sure you don't bake it in. You could bake it in, but you don't have to. It could just be a look. But there was no way to turn it on and off with one button. And here, it's the same thing. You can't turn on the LUT with one button. You have to go through the menus, go all the way to the LUT, monitor, LUT, whatever, and turn it on there. But the Gamma Assist now is so good, and it's customizable. I have it attached to a button, one of my custom buttons here on the FX9, and I can easily toggle it on and off. It gives me contrast and saturation to give me a nice image. Then I can turn it on and off to see the seat.
Can you feed that through another monitor?
Oh yeah, I could bake it in if I wanted. Ooh, Gamma Assist? I don't know. I think that's just an assist.
It's assist, yeah.
It's just an assist. The LUT you could. The LUT you could. But right now I'm using the Ninja V and I have the LUT. I have my Joel's LUT on the Ninja V, which is what you're looking at now, which even on the Zoom looks less contrasted. This looks much richer on the Ninja V. I like looking at that one. It looks nice. It looks nicer on the Ninja V.
You start petting it, right? Looks nice.
Yeah, Zoom always makes the image look worse.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah.
But oh gosh. Yeah, that FX6 looks, I guess it looks nice, but yeah, I gotta say that is definitely what you're paying for. The extra features.
It's been chopped.
Huh?
The FX6 has been chopped.
Yeah, dude. And the FX9 has 4 audio dials. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Have you seen that? The 4 audio dials? That's awesome.
Yeah.
You control all 4 channels. Definitely that's what you're paying for. Definitely, for sure.
Thing is massive, man.
Yeah, I'm excited, but I am excited to see the, FX6 and what it can do.
Yeah. I want to get my hands on a Venice. I'm trying to get a big project so I could use it.
Venice, that camera. What are the specs on that one?
I don't know. I just like the color out of it.
Color is nice.
Open gate. I mean, it's you put it as a direct competitor with the RE, Alexa, but it's the friendlier version, I guess you can say. With the mirror,
but it doesn't have autofocus, right?
No,
but it's a full cinema camera.
Oh no, it says, I'm looking at the site now, IAF touch control. No, sorry. Wow, I'm looking at the FX9. That's a lie.
I was about to say.
That was a liar. No, this is a this is a cinema camera. Yeah. So
it's crazy. It has 15 plus stops of dynamic range.
Bro, it's a bomb.
And the C70 has.
Have you seen
16 plus?
Have you seen? What's that series on Netflix right now? It's a football team. Last Chance U.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, that was shot on the Venice.
Really?
Yeah, watch the behind the scenes for it. It's on YouTube. Just type in.
But the latest, I've seen the first season and a little bit of the second one.
Yeah, that was shot on.
All seasons were on the Venice?
I know the first season was on the Venice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. I was analyzing it. I was like, oof.
The Venice is a 6K sensor, right?
Yeah, you can shoot open gate. The party trick with the Venice, remember, you can detach the front of the mount.
Yeah, that's right.
Lens, yeah, and you can put that in a backpack.
They used it in the that's beautiful for a running gun.
Yeah,
have it as a backpack and just have the small little part in front of you, the small little like sensor, and use it with a couple handles there, and you could hold that all day if it's on your back like that.
Exactly. Yeah,
they used that for Top Gun. In the cockpit of the jets, they
had
used
all 6 of them, right? It was all 6.
Yeah, something like that. It looked amazing.
6 cameras. Yeah, I can't wait to watch Top Gun. Oh my gosh, all these movies being pushed back to next year. I'm just like, ugh.
Have you seen Tenet?
No. I'm not too big on going to a movie theater right now.
Is it only in theaters, or can you see it?
It's only in theaters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's only in theaters.
I haven't seen it yet either, but a lot of people are saying it's just so crazy confusing. But
yeah, I heard it was choppy, but I'm a Christopher Nolan fan, so I just want to see
Yeah, I'm a huge Christopher
real
Nolan fan.
practical scenes happening because I watched the featurette for it. I'm like, I can't wait to watch this.
Yeah.
I just enjoy movies like that. They're just out of the box.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed like Interstellar and Inception. One of
Inception,
the
Dark
best
Knight.
movies I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
The story is just so good.
It's rich, man. It's rich.
So freaking good. Incredible that it came out of his head.
I just like him and his cinematographer. I can't remember his name, Doyle or something like that. But when they come together, they want to make things as real as possible. So they try to shoot all the practicals and build sets, and like I just appreciate that level of craft.
Yeah.
Because CGI just gets so
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't forget that scene that they did in like that Batman movie on the plane with Bane.
Yeah.
That was incredible. I couldn't believe, nobody could believe that was real. Like there's no green screen up in here, man.
Yeah.
It is all legit stuff. That's insane. Oh boy. Yeah. Venice looks nice. What does the Venice go for? Like 50,000, 50, 60,000?
Like 50, 60. Yeah, it's up there.
Jeez.
So I would never own one. I'll just definitely rent one for sure.
Oh no, absolutely. There's no reason to own this unless you're buying it to have it rented out if you have that clientele.
Yeah, exactly.
But
exactly.
That's crazy.
Where to buy? Let's see how much this thing is. Exactly. I'm gonna max out all of my credit cards.
Every time I call my friend Gary, first thing I say, Gary, put your credit card away. I see you. He recently purchased, not recently, like earlier this year, he purchased 2 FS7s. Because he got it for a really good deal. With the extension unit, it ended up coming out to like 9,000 total.
Oh, okay.
2 FS7s with the extension unit.
And total is $9,000.
9,000.
He got it used?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was confused for a moment.
But that's still like incredible deal.
That's an amazing deal.
Yeah.
What are you saying? Yeah.
He couldn't. I told him, dude, he's still learning. I told him, if you sell those right now, you can sell them for a profit, first of all.
Yeah, you could.
And just get yourself an FX9. Oh, man.
The extension unit for raw recording on the Venice is $7,000. That gets you 4K 120, 6K 60p, and then 16 linear.
$7,000 is nothing after you just spent 50,000 on the camera.
It's nothing. It's a drop in the hat.
That's crazy. Geez.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, so the C70, going back to that camera.
Yeah, let's wrap that up because I got a baby to attend to.
The C70. How do you think this camera is going to perform overall?
Financially, or just like financially, or are you just talking about like people getting their hands and using it?
Yeah. Do you think that it's going to be a big hitter, big seller? If I'm not mistaken, I heard rumors of Canon having one more camera up their sleeves.
Yeah, I heard that too.
What's that all about?
I had to go look at my source again, but they want to create a mirrorless 1DX, basically. So probably the same style body as the C70, and then it being full frame. So, but yeah, we'll see what that happens. Or probably early 2021. Golly, 2021. Wow. But in terms of like how this will perform, I don't know. I think there's so many cameras. There are so many cameras on the market now.
There's so many options.
And I don't know if there's a party hat. This seems like, to me, an upgrade. It sits between the Canon C200, the first version. This fizzles out all the C100s. And it's right between the C200 Mark II. So it's either like a notable upgrade, probably a first option before you even jump into a C200 Mark II. That's how I kind of see it. But do we see a lot in the wild? No, I don't think so. just because there are a lot of other options that people might pick up, mirrorless options that aren't that bulky, because people are going to look at the size of this thing. Those who are owners of a C200, I don't see them going to this camera. They would probably go up to C300, C500. Because I don't see, like, C200 owners, I want to step down from this. Like, you're getting technically less of a camera.
You think so?
Yeah, technically, because you already have everything you need in the C200 Mark II. You have RAW, you have your audio outputs, full audio outputs, right? Dual pixel, whatever their autofocus system is, you have all that still. Only thing that's missing, I guess, the code, what they're doing, the dual gain output.
Sure.
That's interesting. 16 stops of dynamic range is interesting. That's
I mean, that might be enough to get somebody to go over to this camera.
Yeah.
16 stops of dynamic range. That's a lot.
Well, that's what's advertised. We got to see what they're.
Yeah, I said the same thing. I'm interested to see of how much of that is usable.
How it holds up.
But it's funny though, because the FX9, the CineD website recently came out with an article that said that the FX9 did not have, like, it was like at 11 stops of dynamic range.
I heard it was low. Yeah,
it was super low, and like, that's fine. I mean, whatever it has, it works. It seems pretty wide.
Yeah,
if that's what you call it.
And it all depends. Like, when, like, these dynamic range tests, it all depends on how you're using the camera in lighting situations. If you are using lighting, 11 stops completely fine. If you're going straight up, like, just raw camera data, getting sunsets and high, you're gonna be like, it all depends how you use it. So that number gets kind of thrown away.
I know. Yep. Yeah, I mean, just you're absolutely right. Just like the whole 8K, 12K, all that stuff.
Yeah, and I've seen some stuff from the 12K from Blackmagic, and it is not looking good. It's not looking good.
What have you seen?
So a couple filmmakers on YouTube got their hands on it, and everybody wants to shoot 4K, 12K, and then punch in to get a clean image, right? Well, everybody's doing the punch in now, and it's muddy. There's this digital pattern that's really weird. So there's a lot of things messing. So I'm waiting for, like, more in-depth stuff, but everybody's like, this is not looking good right now. So yeah,
right. That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
interested to see more of that though. Anyways, man, this has been a pretty good episode. We've been we were all over the place.
Yeah, as usual.
As usual. But yeah, I guess we'll have you back on when we have the FX6 come out with the specs, and we can really discuss
get my hands on it.
That camera for sure, and see where we go from there.
Absolutely.
Dude, thanks so much for coming on. How can people find you again?
Yeah, so my handle on Instagram is Joshua Martin Studios. Same thing as my website, joshuamartinstudios.com, and YouTube, Joshua Martin Studios. So that's where you can find me. I'm just hanging out. DM me.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, man.
All right, we can let's stop.